What a terrible business model, okay? Some people just don't understand business, and he doesn't. Now, I think he will. Especially after this conversation. But, I mean, I thought he was lying a little bit. I'm not calling anybody a liar. I'm just saying I thought he was lying a little bit about a few things. But he is a really, really good dude. I ain't gonna lie to you. And once he gets his business together, he's going to be successful. I know it. That's why I had to call my man Jay Hill just to verify this person is who he says he is. Now, he did check out on that, but I still think he was lying about it. Listen, y'all be the judge, okay? I want you to comment in real time in the chat what your thoughts are at the moment. While you're watching it, I'm crazy in the chat. I want to know, because sometimes I'm tripping. Sometimes I'm bugging, and I need to be told about myself. But a lot of times I'll be right, man. So look, first thing I need you to do right now, hit that little like button. You see the like button. If you don't hit the like button, you're just a hater internally because it don't cost you nothing to hit the like button. Subscribe, hit that little subscribe, turn the notifications on, and just comment in the chat. That's it. We appreciate the love and the support. We're going to keep this thing going, and I'm telling you, one day, you are going to see this show not on just YouTube, but on national television, okay? International. We're going to compete with Shark Tank. You hear me? Let's go. Welcome to the show, man.
Thank you for having me.
What they asked you in that room?
They asked me a lot of questions.
So I don't know what they asked.
What did they ask me?
No idea.
They asked me where I'm from.
Okay.
How old I am.
My name is Joe Bohem. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm 36. I help creators elevate their story by producing their podcast.
Yep.
They asked me about the kids because I mentioned them.
You got kids?
Uh-huh.
How many?
Five kids.
You got 5 kids?
I have 3 biological sons and 2 bonus daughters.
Nice, nice. How long you been married?
I'm not married yet.
You're not married?
I'm not married, no. We're what they call that? Domestic partners. I mean, we live together.
How long y'all live together?
About 2.5 years, something like that. About 2.5 years.
See, I started making kids immediately.
No. So, I have 3 sons. She has 2 daughters.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
and then y'all just kind of family blended.
Exactly. Family
Got
blended.
it. Okay, got you. So you've been living together for 2.5 years.
About
How long y'all been
2.5 years.
together?
About 3. No, a little over 3.
Got you. So you knew it was right. You just moved in and started shacking.
Slick, yeah. I mean, the way I look at it is, when you go to the car dealership, right?
Uh-huh.
Let's say for you want to get a Jeep,
Yeah.
and you want it for $30,000. You want it to be under 50,000 miles. You want it to have leather seats and them fat tires.
Yep.
You go to the dealership and you find the fat tires, the leather seats, under 50,000 miles for $25,000. You take it on that one test drive, and then you take it home. It don't take 3, 4, 5, 6 months of taking it on the test drive. You just got to know what you want. I knew what I wanted, and she had what I wanted.
Good.
So.
Fat tires. Yes, sir. Yeah. Hey, man, when they got the fat tires,
Good though.
you don't let nobody else have that. You know what I mean? You got to take that off the lot.
It still has to be under 50,000 miles though.
Got to be.
Okay.
Okay.
And I still have to be able to afford it also.
You're talking good. You're talking good. Okay. So 5 kids, and all 5 live with y'all together?
In all, 2 live with us.
Okay.
2 her 2 live with us.
Yep.
My 2 youngest boys visit every other weekend.
Yep.
And my oldest son, he's in college.
Good. Okay. All right, cool. That's awesome. Got a pretty cool family life going.
Appreciate it.
What about business? Entrepreneurship wise, what do you do?
I'm a podcast producer.
Okay. Tell me about the business.
So name of the business is the Pro Creatives. We elevate your stories to amplify your voice. I've been podcast producing for right around a year, maybe a little over. I told them 2-ish, but after I rethought about it and we talked about that, there's been a little over a year.
Gotcha. Okay. You making money?
It's some income coming in, but I won't say that I'm really making money.
Like how much you think you make?
The amount of money I'm making as a podcast producer, probably about $2,500 a month-ish.
So is this your only job?
This is my only source of income. I'm currently living off of savings. Savings from being outside.
So you save some money from doing what?
Being outside in Atlanta. You know.
I don't know. I'm
okay.
not in that life, brother. I'm Christian.
Okay, understand what you're saying. However, me and you share similar stories.
Okay.
Think about what you told us at the summit. You were working at
Pharmaceutical salesman?
No, more like a service provider.
Did you do something illegal, bro? Because I don't know.
Of course I did something illegal. That's why
I see. Okay. But you don't do the illegal stuff anymore?
No.
Okay.
Why not?
What was you doing? Is that... I don't want you to go to jail.
The statute of limitations isn't quite up yet, but it wasn't nothing crazy. It was, typical Atlanta stuff.
I saw a little bit of weed.
Yeah, that was over 10 years ago. The statute of limitations is up on that now, buddy.
Okay. All right. I'm saying, is that the thing that you said you were doing? Okay.
Slick.
So you saved some bread. You was all in.
I definitely applied the profit first method, and I also did the 50-30-20.
How long were you doing that?
How long in total? Like in my life?
Yeah.
Off and on about 10, 15 years.
And have you been stopped for a while?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How much you save?
I saved enough to where now I need to definitely start to get some more.
Starting to dwindle.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Okay. How long were you living off your savings?
Almost a year.
Almost a year?
Almost a year now.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. So you're about a year clean.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up, man.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes a lot to go from making fast money to...
It's not fast.
I mean, kinda.
I mean, it was consistent, and it might be I can get a certain amount faster.
You was a struggling hustler.
I wasn't a struggling hustler by any means, but what I'm saying is it's not necessarily fast. It comes at the same pace that you get your money. It just comes in or how the regular person gets their money. It just comes in heftier chunks. That's it. That's the only difference, because I was dealing with both wholesale and retail.
It's fast money, right?
No, it's not fast, because guess what I'm dealing with? The people who don't get their money fast.
Hold on. Was your suppliers you was on like a net 60 or something? A net 30?
I kept a good face.
Okay. All right. So now we're dwindling.
Mm-hmm.
Your girl, does she work?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She take care of y'all?
No.
Y'all go 50-50 on bills?
No.
You still take care of everything?
I still take care of the household, and if we go out to dinner and stuff like that, yes.
You take care of it?
Yes.
Okay, but it's the pressures.
Yeah, for sure.
Gotcha. Okay. So you make about $2,500 a month podcast producing.
Mm-hmm.
How much do you charge to produce podcasts?
I have different packages.
Okay.
It just depends on the package and what the client needs, honestly.
How many packages?
So I have tiers. So I like the tier structure. Basic, standard, premium. For the basic is what I call Spark, and that's for people who's just getting in, who's more like a enthusiastic hobbyist, if you will. I really kind of do. Okay, I got to translate it. Can I translate it in a way that I know?
Tell me the package, bro.
I'm about to tell you. So I treat the Spark like people that wanted a gram. So they're not as consistent. So you get a recording package, and then you can add on editing with it, and that's about $750.
Okay, you record them for $750.
No, I record them for $500, and then they can add on the editing, or you can just get your podcast edited for $275, but you can get them together for $750.
I see. So say $25. So you record somebody for $500 per episode.
So excuse me, I'm sorry, for a 4-hour block. I'm sorry.
Dang. Hold on. So for $500, they got 4 hours,
and they can get as many episodes as they plan for out of that 4 hours. Now, if you come in, if you're scheduled from 4 to 8, you come in at 4:15. You got 3 hours and 45 minutes.
Yeah, for sure.
And if your guests don't get there to 5 o'clock, you got 3 hours. I don't really give too much leeway on that, because that's already competitive rates. In
You got a studio?
Yes, I do.
So you have your own studio.
Correct.
And So 4-hour block, $500.
Correct.
And you'll edit all of that stuff for $250
Per episode. $275.
$275 per episode.
Uh-huh. Because
No, that doesn't make sense because
know.
you said you'll do the block for $500, and if they get it together, it's $750. So you're saying if they record for $500 and you edit for $275, but if they get it together, it's $750. What are they getting together? The whole 4 hours in edit, or
you're right. I'm sorry. The whole 4 hours as an edit, because at that point it's just a template.
I'm trying to say
I get it. I get it.
So just for clarity, sit down 4 hours. I can shoot as much as I want for $500. If I need this stuff edited, you will edit for $250 everything you shot in this 4 hours.
Correct.
Okay.
That's not including clips or anything. That's just lower thirds,
Okay.
titles.
And you do it yourself, or you
Yes,
pay
sir.
somebody?
I do it myself.
Okay. How much you pay for your studio?
16, 18 a month.
$1,600 a month. So you're only making $900 a month. You gotta fix that.
I am trying to.
She's gonna leave you if you don't do something quick.
I'm trying. Yes. I know.
Cool. When you say you're trying, what does that mean?
I just realized how much confidence plays into this aspect as well. I've been trying to translate what I know into the industry that I'm walking into, and for probably like the last year and a half, I didn't really have the confidence professionally that I needed to have. I just saw everything that looked wrong in my space, and it wasn't until recently when I started having people come in and their reactions like, oh, I really do have something good here.
Good.
And I really do know what I'm doing.
Good. Well, let me not judge your whole situation off the one $750 package. What's the other tier? Give me the second tier.
The second tier is called the igniting, and that's 2 tiers. You have a monthly retainer, which is $33.75, and then you also have episode packages as well, like 4, 8, and 12.
So so give me the middle tier is a subscription.
A subscription, and you can get a bundle.
I don't
Which
understand.
depending on you. So if you are committed to continuously recording, that's where you get the subscription. But if you just, hey, I'm more than a hobbyist, but I still need time to get my budget together, you can do 4, 8, or 12 episodes.
4, 8, or 12 episodes for the same amount, the $3,300 you're saying? Or those are different prices?
Those are different prices.
How much is the 4 episodes?
The 4 episodes is $3,500. Yes, I'm sorry, a month. I mean, excuse me, per package. I'm sorry.
And what do they get with these 4 episodes?
With the 4 episodes, I do minutes. So those 4 episodes give you 250 minutes. In that for the monthly I'm speaking on, I'm sorry. The monthly package, you get 250 minutes for that month. So depending on, again, your show structure, you can get as many episodes as you want out of that. You get a 72-hour turnaround. You get a revision. You get 3 clips per episode. And then you get a little more than basic editing, color correction, and those things.
Who put these packages together?
Me and Chat.
ChatGPT? These first 2 episodes, so these first 2 tiers make absolutely no sense.
Okay.
So I can go into, how long is an average podcast episode recording?
Between like 47 and an hour 15.
So let's just take an hour.
Okay.
I can go into the studio and record, let's say 3 whole episodes and get it edited for $750. I can get another day, 4 episodes, do 3 of them. So 6 episodes completely edited for $1,500. And that's 8 hours of time.
Okay.
But your second tier is $3,300 for 4 episodes. Make that make sense to me.
So I'm sorry. That's where the confusion is, and I'm glad we're talking about this
For
out
sure. We're
loud
not both.
because I'm realizing some things. The $3,300 is still up to how many you want to do. So essentially, even at 60 minutes, you can get four and some content. You also get clips. It's also better editing as well.
It's better editing.
Yeah. So basically, for the $275, you just get background noise removal. Make sure the levels are right, so you can post it correctly to audio, so it still sounds good on the audio channels. And then the lower thirds. That's it.
And what do you get for the extremely higher package?
EQing, compression, color grading, things of that nature.
You color grade?
Yeah.
Well
enough. I'm not. It's
know.
not. It's
Here's
not
how I know
cinematic.
You're not that good at color grading because color grading is a whole skill set in itself.
I know.
There are some people that are professionals. That's all they do.
I wouldn't say I was a colorist
For sure.
but I can color
So you're
grade.
charging people significantly more money for a subpar.
I wouldn't say that it's subpar because
saying
it's
is
better
that
than what's coming out of the cameras.
Packages make no sense, bro.
Okay, so how do we make them make sense?
You know what I mean? So, yeah, we'll go through that.
Okay.
Because think about it from a consumer standpoint.
Okay.
I get 4 hour block with my stuff edited for $750. I don't need a whole lot of super fancy edit. I need enough to be able to put it up, make it sound good.
Okay.
Well, I understand that nobody has that $3,300 package from you.
Okay.
Nobody.
Okay.
Because you're making less than the packages. That's how I know nobody's taking that second tier.
Okay.
Only because the second tier doesn't make sense and it's not attractive.
Okay.
So you'd either have to raise the bottom tier
Okay.
or add some other value into this second tier
Okay.
where it's like more hours or, they get we just have to think through this.
Okay.
I'm curious to know about this third tier though.
Sure.
Let's talk about it.
Okay. The third tier is blazing. You just have to sit down. You don't have to do anything outside of post. You don't have to do anything with post. You get clips. It gets published for you. We handle guest booking, so on and so forth. You
book
get
the guests for them. Mm-hmm. You find the guests and book it.
Okay, let me walk that back. They give me a. They give me a.
Yeah,
They
you
give
be
me.
doing
They
this a
give
lot.
me.
You're like, okay, let me re-say it.
Yeah,
Okay?
I'm sorry. I don't find the guests.
Yeah.
If you give me a list of guests when we do our monthly show planning, then I will go through and handle the booking off of that list and try to find. And if I need to, I will try to find a replacement and so on and so forth.
Hold on. I have a list of people that I want to interview. Mm-hmm. Names, phone numbers, emails. I give you the list. Mm-hmm. You call the people to see if they want to be on my podcast.
Correct.
Okay. And how much is that?
That monthly is $5,000.
$5,000.
Mm-hmm. But you literally we have the meeting and you pull up to the recordings on time. That's it.
Gotcha. So, who manages the booking? Address, let them know a day before.
Me.
You sell them the package.
Mm-hmm.
You handle and manage all their booking.
Mm-hmm.
You make sure the guest actually gets to the studio.
Mm-hmm.
You also set up the podcast recording.
Mm-hmm.
You record the podcast, both the video and audio.
Correct.
Then you take all the footage and you edit all the footage.
Correct.
And you take all of that, you chop up, you find the right clips, pull the clips, deliver me the clips.
Correct.
You also upload it to YouTube, and you also upload it to whatever the distribution platform is.
Correct.
And you do all of it.
Correct.
Impossible to scale. It's almost impossible to even get one client that you can fully serviced.
Okay.
You can't.
Okay.
And I understand why nobody's taking that package either. You don't have the capacity.
Okay.
You need to figure out what you can do in your capacity. Like if your whole joint is, and there's nothing wrong with this, giving people incomplete work, an incomplete service. An incomplete service says, you come in here, we record and give you all the footage. If you need a spot to record and get all the footage, cool, no problem. 4-hour block, $500, we'll record it, make it look good, bring your own SD card, you pop it in, we record, give your stuff, give me my money, you leave.
Okay.
We can scale that a lot faster than these other packages that, by the way, nobody's taking anyway.
Okay.
You understand?
Understand.
So you can't. It's like, even in the streets, you can't, like, you connect with the supplier, get it, bag it all up yourself, you out in the streets, get the money, wash the money through a business. Gotta wash the money.
No.
If you're gonna scale something, you can't be at some point, and I think you can make some money, but at some point you can't be the plug and the distributor and the person selling. They still sell dimes. Nicks and dimes still. You don't know.
I don't know about that.
Back in the day, they would sell nicks and dimes. 125, 125. Those are the little baggies that you had to go to the corner store. I don't know what else you would put in there, but they have those little baggies, and then you got to go to the house, break it up, remove all the seeds, but you don't want to remove all the seeds because you need some in there so the bags look a little fatter. So you put a few of the little seeds in there.
That's when you take a lighter and you hit and bring the bag.
Yeah,
in.
You. It's like vacuum sealing, ghetto vacuum sealing. Yeah, man. Come on, I was in the streets in college. Have all the seeds on this side, and then you take all the little shake part.
You care too
and
much.
You smoke that. You know what I mean? Like
that's fair. That's fair. You definitely smoke the shake.
You don't want to smoke your main stuff, but like, you can't just give them a bag of the shake. You gotta you test your own product.
That's fair.
The streets.
You was.
I was in the streets. I was in a college dorm, but
you're still active.
Yeah. But my point is, it's nothing wrong with hyper focus in an area. Because listen, ChatGPT is smart, but it's dumb. You know what I mean? Because they have no way of calculating that you're doing all this by yourself.
Okay.
And these are the packages and the tiers. We can't go from 7,500 to 3,300 and it's the same thing.
Okay.
And I'm saying I'm color grading it. And then go to another tier, and not only are we editing, we're color grading audio, which I'm going out on a limb and say you're not an expert at either. Audio, color grading, shooting. These are all three very specific skills that take someone who's really been in the space for a long time. How long have you been shooting?
About a year.
You're terrible at all three.
Okay.
I know it.
Okay.
And I haven't even seen your work, but I know you're terrible at all three.
Okay.
Let me see. Let me see something you've recorded.
Okay.
Let me see it. Reese, he's terrible at all three, right? There's no way you can even get really good at any one of them doing all three.
I just shot for 3 years.
Yeah. When I met Reese, he told me, he said, I don't edit, I just shoot. I said, you don't edit? He said, no, I just shoot. That's all I do. And I thought it was kind of odd, but then I thought about it. I mean, there is a space for people who just shoot. And guess what? After he told me that, I hired him. Because I'm like, oh, this could be good. Because all he do is focus on shooting. I'll find somebody else to do the editing. Now, eventually, shoots and edits and stuff like that. Okay, let's see.
Really like around there. Hairline.
You produce Jay Hill's podcast?
I work with him, yes. I met you before.
Huh?
I met you before.
Oh,
at
Jay's first studio.
No. We met when at the rooftop thing that was a couple months ago.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. So you're showing me Jay Hill's podcast. Here's what I know about Jay Hill's podcast. He gets in there and he looks at every camera and fixes every camera and the angles and all that. I know that. It's not like he walk in, you have it set up, and he just trusts you to shoot it good. He don't.
Okay. You want to call him?
Yeah, I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna call him right now.
Give him a call.
Okay. You edit his stuff too?
Sometimes.
I mean, it's lower thirds and stuff. Jay Hill, what up?
Not much. What's up, man?
Chill. I got your head podcast producer here in the hot seat. What's your name again?
Joe.
I got Joe over here.
What y'all talking about, man?
You?
Wait, I'm not live, am I?
Yes, you are. You're live in the hot seat.
What's up? What's going on, man?
Not much. So, Joe, first off, how long you been doing your podcast?
Me?
Yeah.
I've been podcasting since like 2019.
How long has Joe been your producer?
Man, I don't know, maybe 6 months, maybe. Give or take, maybe. I don't know.
How good is he?
All right.
How good is he as a videographer?
As a what?
As a videographer.
Well, I wouldn't call him a videographer, but he's a really good partner. I'll say that for sure.
What do you mean?
Pays attention to detail. He takes initiative, which is one of the hardest things to find. So like you don't have to really ask him to do things. He takes initiative to do things.
How good of a videographer is he?
He's not a videographer.
He told me he's a videographer.
That's not what I said.
Yo, you didn't say you set up the podcast.
Yeah, that doesn't make me a videographer. I'm not gonna.
It does make you a videographer.
No, it's not. Videography is like setting up. Like I'm not gonna come in here and shoot a commercial. That's not what I said. That's part of videography.
That would be a producer. No. A videographer sets up that camera and records. That ain't what you do? Your whole business model is based off of, I pay you a certain amount of money, I sit down, you record my podcast, right?
Okay, that's fair.
You're doubling as a videographer and a producer.
Okay.
So my question to you, Jay Hill, is how good of a videographer is he? Hold on, real quick, Jay. Are you saying he doesn't record your stuff?
Yeah, I mean he press records, but I wouldn't categorize that as a videographer. I would categorize that as a producer.
Okay, so he gets there, sets up the camera. You walk in. You don't check none of the cameras or nothing, and you just trust that he has the right angle and he records it.
No, he definitely double checks for sure.
I can do that now. We had to build that though. So essentially, I had to show him how I like it, what I want from me, because I've been doing this. But yeah, he can do that for other people for sure, 100%.
So if he just got the cameras, you mean to tell me you don't look at it because the apertures could change? I know you do. But he was trying to get me to believe that you walk in there and you sit down and he just record. And I know that's not the case because he only been shooting for a year. And this is a real skill set of being able to make something look good on the camera.
But I mean, you got to understand, he does that for me now because we built that chemistry.
Okay. So
like I showed him exactly how I wanted, what I wanted, why I wanted like that. So yeah, I mean, so that's not technically a lie. I mean,
but you just said you do come in and check the cameras, and I'm sure you adjust every time because you like me.
Because exactly. It's no different.
To the point where I don't have to do that. One thing I say, he's super attention to detail, and he's a professional. So like even from the beginning, he said, man, I want you to be able to just come in and be talent. So we had to work towards that though. So yeah, it's been times where I came in, I fixed the camera, I said I don't like this, I want it like this. But that you guys said we've been doing this for around like roughly 6 months. Yeah. So after 6 months, you eventually get it. So he kind of skipped some steps because of who we've been working with, I guess.
I still don't believe it. I know it. I know you don't just walk in and just, all the lighting's good. Oh, cool. I know you don't. You're lying to me. Because he's right here. Yes, you are. Yes, you are, bro. Yo, because a videographer that's only been shooting for a year can't explain the math behind ISO and shutter speed I mean, maybe you can explain it, but it's hard. It's really, really difficult making sure the white balance is correct based on the lighting in the room and the time of day and all that. It's
So
not.
we control our own lighting. So what happened is it makes it easier. So we usually keep everything on like daytime, so like 54, 55 white balance. We make sure the ISO is the same across the board. It's really simple. Like it's really simple, honestly.
Okay.
But it's just the hardest thing is just getting the shots right. But
Exactly.
again,
That's what I'm talking about, bro. That's a part of it. Getting the shots right.
I get
we
the shot.
record all the time.
All right. Has he ever color graded your videos?
No.
I do. For the most part, I do all that. I do post.
Thanks, Jay Hill. You've been great. Thank you. I'll hit you later.
All right, bro. Good luck with everything, y'all too.
Yes, sir. Okay. I was like a little frustrated, and I don't know where we were going. I just remember I was frustrated.
You were just saying that I don't do anything well.
I didn't say you didn't do anything well.
That's exactly what you said. I'm not tripping on you. I'm not trying to defend
I know you can't do all of those well.
I'm not coming here from a place of ego. I'm never going to defend my ego because I don't have one to defend. The only thing I care about is walking in my purpose and being a father. And as a father, I have to provide and protect. And sometimes in order to provide and protect, you got to put that ego down. And so I'm not defending my ego at all because I don't have any.
My point is, you should focus on doing something really, really well.
Okay. I'm trying.
What do you think you do well?
I think I do well with the planning, execution, and I do well at the producer part.
Okay.
However, I just want to scale so I can do the producer part.
Good. Okay.
So that's the goal.
Good. When you think of scale, what do you think that means?
When I think of scale, what I think that means, I think that scaling is building a team of role players so everybody can effectively do their role.
Good. Okay. And I think that is possible. And now that you put it like that, I understand someone doing every single role. If that's the vision, I understand it. Because you need to be able to shoot, you need to be able to like edit. Because when I first started, I set up all the cameras myself. I shot all my podcasts. I edited all my podcasts. I communicated with all the guests. I did all that kind of stuff. All the lower thirds. I'm taking the clips, posts. I did all of that stuff myself. But I couldn't do another podcast or a third podcast by doing that. Because, again, we can't scale it. Scale means I'm going to look up the definition of scale, and then we'll explain it. And I'll go through the couple ways you can scale a business. Scale, business, definition. Okay. Scaling a business is the process of growing a company while maintaining or increasing profitability. It involves finding ways to be more efficient so that a company can continue to add customers and provide the same level of service without incurring excessive costs. Scaling, I can bring on more customers without it even costing me more or having more effort. So the morning meetup, I have a group of entrepreneurs. It doesn't matter if it's 100 people or 20,000 people on these calls. It's the same process. That may be excessive because then I'd have to get a stronger system, some teams to manage customer service, stuff like that. But the core business model says all of these people get the same information. I can scale that.
Okay.
I can either talk to you or I can talk to 10 of y'all.
Okay.
With the same thing. That means I scale the business.
Okay.
If you're doing all this stuff, you have to quickly try to figure out a way to replace yourself. So what I would do is I would scratch all them packages.
Okay.
And I would find a group of people who just need their stuff shot because I believe you probably have some skill set in shooting to make it look decent enough to where the average person doesn't see the difference.
Okay.
So there are levels to videography, right? So we got a certain level, right? And Reese is really good. And then we have my man Ryan. Ryan, he's really, really good, but only because he studies this stuff and he's so into it. This is all he thinks about. And he's real nerdy when it comes to the new camera, tech, equipment, how it works, all that stuff. Sometimes we call Ryan, right, Reese? Like there's something we ain't figure out, we call that guy, right? There's a level. And he knows how to like make something look super buttery and the cameras and the lights and the angles. Really, really good at that. Well, then you got Spike Lee or Tyler Perry and their team that shoots movies. And they're gonna understand some stuff that Ryan doesn't understand. Right. But everybody has their own lane of things, okay? This hot seat episode is incredible, okay? But I know what you're thinking. Yo, David is talking to me. You know why? Because you need more information, you need more support, and you need more money. But until you get the information that you need, and until you get the support, it's gonna be almost impossible to make more money. That's why we created the Morning Meetup. The Morning Meetup is the only community that gathers every single day. Now, I know what you're thinking. David, I can't be on a call every single day. You don't have to. You can pick which day you want to be on. Thursdays, we do Q&A. Monday through Wednesday, just straight information. Friday, it's just a community day. But you need to have access to the #1 entrepreneurial community in the world for those who make under $250,000. Listen, you've been forgot about. Everybody's talking about how to make millions and how to make billions, but that's not what we're on right now. I want to teach you how to make an extra $1,000 a month. I want to teach you how to make an extra $4,000 a month that can really take care of some things. But as you're building as an entrepreneur, there's so much you don't know. But I want to give you access to me every single morning, if you choose, okay? So for $497 for the entire year, you can meet up with me every single morning. We do physical meetups. We have a book club that we discuss a book every single day. We read 1 to 2 books every single month, and we take it step by step. Listen, you're struggling as an entrepreneur, and you need a community, and you need a coach, and I'm gonna give you both, okay? And quiet as kept, most of the people that are on the podcast for Hot Seat, they're actually coming from the community. They get first dibs on everything I do. So if you want to be connected to me in any way, the first step is to join the Morning Meetup right now. Go to themorningmeetup.com. If the stuff that I'm talking about in this episode resonates with you, you need to enroll right now. So click the link below. It's in the description somewhere, and go to themorningmeetup.com. Let's get back to the interview. So I find a group of people who need some content shot. Maybe you shoot, and then you have an editing team. So we have a service here, right? Where it's $5,000 a month, and we will shoot all your stuff, upload it, edit, the same thing you do, except we're not managing their guests and stuff like that. But we'll give you the room, set up the cameras, shoot it, footage, edit it, give you clips, upload the stuff to YouTube, all that kind of stuff. It's really cheap. It's $5,000 a month. However, the shooting part here, we can shoot however many clients we want. Right. But we take the footage and we give it to somebody to edit it and upload it. A VA, pay them $700 a month. They'll cut up the clips, all that kind of stuff. And we can scale that because there's more editors like that that are $700 a month, $1,000 a month in the Philippines that can do all this stuff, and they could bang out a bunch of content. And then eventually, maybe, if we were gonna really scale, we get efficient with the time, bringing people in to record, then we start using both of the rooms, and eventually we get to a point where all the dates are booked, then we gotta get another building, and that's how we scale. But we have the demand going already. So no one's gonna take them other 2 packages until you create some sort of system. So what I would do is I'll find people that just need some stuff shot. Like when you said it, 500 and then 250, lower thirds, most people, that's all they need for their podcast. Okay. $750 for 4 hours, I can knock out the whole month and I'd pay you like a VA. I would raise that price. Okay. I would for sure raise that price. To maybe like, what do you think you should raise it to? I'm a podcaster. I record video, you do the video, audio, and you deliver it to me. It has the lower thirds, and all I gotta do is post it on YouTube, right? And all I gotta do is take clips out of it. That's gonna take 4 hours out of your day. How much do you think you should charge?
15.
1,500.
1,500.
Okay, good. So 1,500. Do you realize if you got rid of all them other options, because sometimes options
focus on
confuse
that
people,
1,500.
and that's all you did, you get 2 clients next month, you'll make more than you made this month or last month.
Right.
With 2 people offering that service. And it's easier to promote because you have one thing that you do, and you're looking for a specific group of people who want what you offer.
Okay.
Now, somebody might ask you to do some extra stuff, and that's between you and them. If you feel like you can handle it,
Sure.
cool. But a focus in marketing will help you make more money.
Okay. Can I make sure that I'm understanding you correctly?
Yeah, for sure.
So you're saying I should get rid of those packages, at least for now. Up the price on the 4 block with editing.
Yep.
And then to expand on what you're saying, maybe also add just one little service, and that'll be something that is directly connected to that, but they also need like clips.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, you can pull the clips because I mean at this point
That'll be okay.
it takes 4 hours to shoot it. Templating that joint where it's just lower thirds. For 4 hours of content, it might take you another 2 hours, let's say.
Right.
So that's 6 hours. That's one day. One day you can make 1,500. Well, if you're gonna like pull some clips, that might take you another couple hours.
Right.
Maybe 2 hours to pull some clips. That's 8 hours. That's an 8-hour day for $1,500. If we do that 3 times a week, we're now running a super successful 6-figure business. You need 1 client 3 times a week. That's good money right
So
there.
3 clients a week.
So yeah, 1 client 3 days a week.
Okay.
So 1 client Monday,
Wednesday.
Wednesday, Thursday. That's $4,500 a week. That's $18,000 a month by locking in and focusing on a specific service that people need. And maybe it's not podcasting. Maybe it's just content creation for the month. There's some. You get a 4-hour block of me being able to sit down and get my bars off so I can just figure out what to post throughout the month. Headache relieved. But, and you'll at least be able to like pay your rent. You said $1,600 for rent, right?
Yeah.
Imagine this one little tweak. You get 3 clients every single week, or 1 client for 3 days. You're running an $18,000 a month business. That's a lot of money. I mean, not to a kingpin.
I didn't say that.
The way you look is like, I mean, this is cool. I mean, it ain't what I'm used to.
So at what point after does that consistently happen that you start to add and scale?
Well, I think scaling is, let's just get a model together first. It's going to bring in some money.
Okay.
Because eventually, you have enough money where you can put some people in place to record. You don't have the money yet.
No, I understand.
So let's
that.
say, for instance, we have 1 client every single week, right? All of our marketing efforts is to get 1 client every single week. Well, that's $6,000 a month.
Okay.
Which is almost 3 times what you're making right now, 2.5 times what you're making right now, right? Well, if we just take, you can handle that 1 day a week because you got 6 days of doing absolutely nothing. Right? So the other 6 days it might be marketing. Well, if we just add on another client every other week, that means we're making an extra $3,000. So we're now at $9,000 a month.
Okay.
Those extra 2 days where, okay, you got 1 consistent, let's say every Monday you got 1 client, right? Every other week you got another client on Wednesdays, let's say. $1,500 here, $1,500 there. We take the $3,000 and we start investing in scaling, investing in someone to say, all right, I'm gonna put you on salary. I need you to work 2 days a week. I give you $3,000 a month. You shoot these clients every single Monday and every Wednesday. Some Wednesdays we won't have nothing for you to do. Those days I want you to do something else. And I'll pay you $3,000 a month for 2 days a week. Well, that removes you from it completely. And then we can continue to run that model of scale.
Okay.
You get more and more clients. You hire more and more people to do the job.
Okay.
Then you got to get out of that. I don't know how big your space is, but you got to get out of that space.
Yeah.
And you got to get another one. That's how I need you to see what you're doing. Not let me try to like do as much as I can to make as much money.
I understand.
Got it?
Okay, I got it.
Do you understand it?
Yeah, I understand it. So basically, what you're saying is, I just need to slim everything down.
Yep.
Focus on that. Making sure that's running. Making sure those policies, procedures, that systems in place. Then after that, add a person.
Yep.
And then my question is, after that, then what's the next step? What's the next step after that?
I think you need to focus on these first two steps.
Okay.
And I say that because once you get to that second step, your brain will click and say, oh, I know what I need to do next.
Okay.
Because I can't set your goal for
No.
you.
I get it. My goal is set.
Do you know anybody that would take this service?
No.
Think of the people that you know. You don't know content creators.
Not the ones that's interested in podcasting. And like I said, I'm not
talking about podcasting.
I'm not trying to be
content creators.
I don't want to be a videographer from how I understand videography, because I'm 2 doors down. My office is 2 doors down from a great one. That's not what I'm trying to do. That's not what I aspire to do.
What do you aspire to do?
My purpose is to help people tell their story. So my end goal is to continue to help people tell their story, whether that means I stay in podcast production or I move on to something else. I believe that podcast production is me walking in my purpose by helping people tell their stories. And that's the end result for me, always walking in my purpose.
Produce. I don't want to shoot. I don't want to do that.
You don't have the money to hire somebody to shoot right now to be the I'm gonna say Suge Knight because you look like him a little bit.
Nah, don't do that.
You don't have the money to hire somebody to start saying, yo, I'm just producing right now. You can, but then you gotta assemble a team. You have a team of videographers?
I can get one together for sure. For sure I could. I'm just trying to get the money to do that.
That's what I'm telling you. You've got to be a videographer.
So I can't. So there's no way that I can just shoot podcasts. I have to become a shooter for content creators, like if they want to do skits or anything like that. That's what I didn't say I'm asking.
So think about this. You've got a room. You've got cameras. Someone wants to shoot a podcast. You're like, ooh, I'll do that. But somebody who has a book and they're trying to sell their book, they sit down in the same chair using the same microphone. They look at the camera. They say, yo, no, I'm not shooting no podcast. I'm just shooting content for my book. What you're saying is, I'm not doing that because I only shoot podcasts. That's crazy.
That's not what I interpreted what you were saying. I didn't.
I'm saying, is there anybody that can use your service? You said no, and that can't be the truth.
I'm not saying there's nobody in my phone that I can call right now and say, hey, let me shoot the content for blah, 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 blah. I don't have anybody in my phone like that right now.
You have nobody in your phone that will pay you $1,500 for a 4-hour block to create some content. That's what you're telling me?
I'm telling you, I don't.
Okay. Who's the last client that paid you?
They only take the $500 because that's all they can pay. That's it.
How many contacts you got in your phone?
In that phone, probably
just
about 10.
Look on your phone. Can I see your phone?
Sure.
Okay. Let me see your phone real quick. Because I'm having a hard time believing you have a whole podcast studio. You've been producing podcasts, and you don't know anybody that can use some content. Let me just see your phone real quick. Okay. I was going to go to your text. Okay. Who's Brandy?
I met her at the summit.
What does she do?
She's a therapist.
She makes money?
She's not here.
Where's she at?
In Michigan. She's actually part of your mastermind. So
you're saying she doesn't? Oh, she's part of my podcast mastermind. Or did Did she shoot her own podcast?
She hasn't yet. She's not here.
I don't care. You don't think some people fly in to shoot?
Okay.
Okay. Where does DeJuan live? DeJuan lives in New York. Where was he shooting his podcast? Here in Atlanta? No, he lives in New York. Why would he come to Atlanta to shoot his podcast once or twice a month? Why would somebody do that? Because he wants Reese to do it.
Okay.
Okay. Who's JB?
He's a videographer.
Does he have like clients?
Mm-hmm.
How much does he charge?
He does. We do similar things. Oh, not on that side, but yeah, he does similar things. His package is more.
Okay, so we have Jay. I guess that's somebody else.
That's the one you just talked to.
Yeah, Jay Hill. That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying the person that you're in this chat with is somebody else.
Oh, Warren. You know Warren.
Yes. Who's Warren?
404 Creators.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. So he's a shooter. Who's Adrian Perry? L.A.
Oh. He in L.A. I don't think he knows where. No, listen. He doesn't know.
Who's Cliff?
He's another person I met here.
What does he do?
I don't know. He joined your mastermind too.
Oh, to be a podcaster.
You
think he's a videographer?
No.
What are we talking about right now?
I know that he already bought his own equipment. And such.
So what, bro? My question isn't.
Okay.
Are they videographers? Do they? My question was, do you have anybody in your phone that could use your services? And you told me no, which means you're not even trying to get the money. Okay, this is what I'm going to ask. Who's Ben Tankard?
Met him at the summit also.
What does he do?
To be honest, I don't really know.
He was at the summit to learn podcasting, which means he's probably not a videographer.
Correct.
Meaning he wants to be a podcaster. That doesn't know how to shoot his own podcast.
Sure.
Which means he's going to pay somebody, but you prefer he not pay you.
Okay.
Is that what you're saying?
Essentially, yeah. When you break it down like that.
This is what I like you to do. I want you to pick one of these people and I want you to call them right now and tell them you have a service. Come to the studio, 4 hours. We record the podcast. I edit it, give you all the content for $1,500 and some clips. I want you to call somebody. I just want you to know what it feels like, because I just knew that it was impossible for you to have a camera and to have a studio and not know anybody that would like to pay you. I see why you only make $2,500 a month, because you're probably waiting for people to find you to say, hey, I need you to shoot, or somebody that already knows you, or last minute, or a referral. I'm trying to teach you how to go hunt.
Okay, that's fair.
And I know in the hustle game, it's easier because they find you. Just different. All right, put it on speaker. Who are we calling?
Brandy.
Brandy, let's go. Let's go, Brandy.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to
All
reach
right,
is
hang
not
on.
available.
Let's call it the Tankard.
Okay.
What's up, Joe? You good, brother?
Yes, sir. How you?
I'm good. How you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. So I reached out to you because we originally met at the podcast summit, and you were talking about how you wanted to shoot in your hangar, correct?
Right.
When were you thinking about starting to shoot?
I am kind of going through Omar's session and really getting ready to look at buying some equipment, Joe. I'm doing two things. I want to start a podcast for my church on one Wednesday night out the month and call it Navigate, because we have our services at the airport in the event center. And so that's one project I'm doing in-house with my church and team. But what I want to do for me, for my podcast, and call it Full Tank, I want to do it from my hangar and I'm gonna want to do it this fall. But I'm just not going through Omar's equipment list and figuring out what I want to do, so I won't be overbuying or underbuying in terms of equipment. And so I'm just now wrapping my head around it. I was gonna call you because I'm in and out of Atlanta all the time, and I was just gonna kind of get with you, buy you lunch one day, just kind of, mastermind and brainstorm between you and I. And I'm headed to Atlanta back tonight and gonna be down there for the rest of the week.
I can't make this stuff up.
Okay, how about
Say what you
tonight you pull up to my studio, we go ahead and record you 4 episodes. That way you know how it feels, if you like it and if that's the next investment that you want to make with the equipment that you see for Omar. We can record. Well, I won't say tonight because it's gonna be about 4 hours. So what about later on this week? We schedule a day. We schedule a day and a time for you to come in. We record you for 4 hours. You give me 2 days after that. I edit it. I give you a finished product, and that'll be about $1,500. Would that work for you?
I don't think I could do it this week because my wife is doing some stuff. I'm doing some stuff. We're doing some photo shooting, and my schedule is pretty lot. I'm gonna be in town at my house over at Peachtree City, but we're gonna be running. Our time frame is already locked in, wide open, and then we leave there and headed to a family reunion in Alabama on Thursday or Friday. So I won't be able to do it this time, but I appreciate the offer.
Yes.
And I will keep our communication open. Can you email me some stuff to be reading on here and look at? Then we'll circle back, and when I come back next time, we'll look at doing something.
Hey, Ben, what's up, man? This is David Shands. How are you?
Is this the David?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. We're having this conversation. I know you was at Podcast Summit, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Here's why he didn't close you. Okay, I told him to call you because this is a sales call, Ben. Okay.
Got it. I love it.
Here's why he didn't close you is because he's just too timid, and you told him you wanted to shoot, right? And he actually has it's a really inexpensive, like for 4 hours, you sit there, record, he shoots it, edits it, delivers it to you with clips and all that for $1,500. You're not gonna find that anywhere, right?
Right.
Yeah. But if that's like what you want to do, like you really want to shoot a podcast, like we got to at least start somewhere, right? But if he'd have came at you with a little more confidence, you would have set a date, right?
I don't know. I can't throw him under the bus like that, Dave. I don't know if I would have did it, no matter how aggressive he was.
So you don't want to start a podcast?
I do, but I'm very methodical in every move that I make.
Okay.
And so
here's the cool thing. This isn't even like getting baptized at a new church or nothing. It's like, we need to sit down with a camera so you at least feel what it feels like to shoot a podcast.
Right. Well, I'm familiar with cameras. I've got 4 years of reality TV with Bravo under my belt. So, it's not like I'm not, a bit of a camera, but I got so much going on. I have to really sit down with my team, plan stuff out. And this is something new for me from a podcast world. And so the podcast summit was phenomenal.
Wasn't it?
You guys were awesome. And I've been 10, 12 hours a day. I just watched you yesterday for 4 hours with the thing that you did with Omar.
Oh, word.
So I'm a student.
Good. Hey, you know what else you can do in 4 hours? Ben.
Did you hear me? I dropped.
Oh, yeah. Do you know what else you can do in 4 hours?
What's that?
Sit down and start feeling what it feels like to shoot the podcast and get a direction.
Right.
Here's the only way how, like, no matter how much you plan with your team, the only way you're going to really get in your bag is, and I know it's like you're probably on the other side of the camera or, you produce things, but it's like you got to sit down and like just feel what it feels like to actually shoot a podcast.
Right.
And I don't know if it's the 1,500 and you want to like figure out a way where, okay, maybe we could do 30, 45 minutes or an hour just to see what it's like. and then negotiate from there. See if it's valuable, but you got to get in the position to like start shooting at some point.
That's true. That's true.
No,
it's definitely not a money. It's definitely not a money thing. It's just a timing thing. We got the Stellar Awards this week. I've got 22 interviews to do because I'm a Hall of Famer in the gospel world. So this is the season that they interview you. For having 15 gold records on your wall.
Jeez, so come on, man, go crazy! I see you.
And so I want to do it. I got a lot going on. I'm a pilot. I'm a pastor. I'm a multi-million selling recording artist. I'm an author. And so I'm trying to get my head around putting everything into one space. And I know it's time to do podcasting, which is why I came to your conference.
Yeah.
It's just this week. I don't think there's anything he could have said.
Oh yeah, for sure. This week.
Closed. It was great. I'm glad he called, but I don't think he doesn't fail the test, Dave.
No. He for sure failed the test. But I mean, obviously, this week it's a little quick, but I mean, we can get something on the calendar. Like you check your calendar. Next time you're in Atlanta, let's just make some room for it because I think it's going to be important, especially as accomplished as you are, bro. The world needs to hear you.
Yeah, and I'm there all the time. We got the house here in Nashville, we got the house in Detroit, the house in Destin, and we got the house in Peachtree City. So I'm on my plane, and I bounce between these 4 places. I'm in a different place every single week. It just so happened we're already full with our schedule when we come to Peachtree City this week.
Oh yeah, for sure. Maybe another week.
That wasn't Joe's fault though.
Yeah, no. That wasn't his fault. But I would have definitely figured out how important is it, and if it's not this time, let's just put something on the calendar later. Check his schedule. He'll check his schedule, and we'll figure it out. But maybe the next time we could just carve it in.
Absolutely. And I'm honored that Joe called and honored that you were on the call too. And I'm very proud of both of you brothers, man. You guys are knocking in that department.
Absolutely. No, I'm proud of you. Listen, first off, maybe I need to work on my music ability because I ain't got a whole bunch of houses nowhere. I got a crib. I appreciate it, man. We were live on the hot seat, man. So thank you so much for participating.
All right, love it, man. I love you guys. Take care, man.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Okay, what did we learn today?
We learned to just ask.
Just ask.
Got to go back to when I was at the gas station.
Come on with it. Just ask.
Just ask. Right. Oh, and the slim down. And the slim down.
And the slim down for sure. Mm-hmm. And we realized there's a lot of people on your phone that have your money in their pocket. There's a lot. I mean, I didn't go through all your contacts. Mm-hmm. I'm just looking at the text messages of people, especially the people that you met at Podcast Summit, because this signifies they're looking to shoot a podcast. And guess what you could do for them?
Shoot a podcast.
Shoot a podcast.
It's fair. It's fair.
You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So now that we have this one package, $1,500, this is what I'm going to ask you to do if you're serious about growing your business and continuing to provide for your family, because them kids eat all day, don't they?
It's summertime, boy.
Yeah, every day. Come on, who eats every day? What's up with y'all?
Multiple times every day.
Multiple times every day. They'll never slow down. And they keep getting bigger. They keep growing. Bro, I just bought them shoes. Yeah. How are you out of the shoes already?
Yeah.
So if you want to continue to provide, we are going to have to go hard and start asking people for the money in exchange for a very valuable service. You have a very valuable service. You're just not telling anybody about it. You're like a secret agent.
That's fair.
I think you think you're still selling drugs. You got to keep it on the low. It's legal now, baby.
That's
we
fair.
legal. We ain't got to keep it on the low.
That's fair.
We can tell everybody, this is what I got.
That's fair.
I got that piff. They still call it piff?
No. No.
What they call it?
You know what they call it.
I don't know what they call it. I'm Christian.
So you
I'm a Christian man. I don't do all that. Okay. Anyway, we got it.
Right.
For the low too. You got it for the low. Because, I was looking at one of my podcast producer friends. Mm-hmm. They charge $25,000 for a season. A season's 12 episodes. $25,000.
Just two.
Think about this.
Episode.
8 episodes, 10 episodes, 25,000. Because there are people that want to do it, but they don't know how to. And guess what? The person that's running that business doesn't even shoot.
That's fair.
They gather their team of videographers. They got the vision. They know what it's supposed to look like. They give the person a strategy. They help that person with scripts and questions and preparing them for guests and all that kind of stuff. Just producer stuff. 25 grand for a season, which is also very cheap. Very inexpensive. There are companies that charge $100,000 for a season. Believe it or not. Well, look at the clientele. So maybe you might be used to the people who can only pay the $500, which means we either keep catering to them and try to fight to find those, or we find the people that could use it. Let me give you a perspective. And the reason I was saying it is I know you want to shoot podcasts, but there's something else at play here. A podcast is microphone, camera, recording content. The same thing is true for someone that shoots ads.
Right.
If I just dropped a book, I need to get a camera, microphone, and start talking about the thing that I'm going to discuss, because the content that I shoot in this 4 hours is going to make me way more money than the money that I pay you. So as a business owner, this makes sense to me. I pay you, no problem. If I had a studio, I'd pay you, for sure. To do all that, $1,500?
So I should go up to 25 then.
You can go whatever you're comfortable. I don't know how comfortable you are asking people for that money, but yeah. But here's how you scale up to that. So if let's say, I think you're pretty comfortable with this $1,500. You're shooting. People realize, this person does good work. There's a lot of people that keep coming back. Client 1, 2, 3, 10, 11, 12. And you're like, oh my gosh, this is getting overwhelming. Client 13 is $2,000.
Get it.
And you can even tell some of them other 12, like, we just upgrade our cameras and equipment, so instead of 15, it's 2,000. And guess what? Some of the people that are used to paying $1,500 will stop.
Right.
Some of them will pay the $2,000, but moving forward, you charge $2,000.
Right.
So it's like, would you rather have 10 people pay you $3,000 a month, or 20 people pay you $1,500 a month?
Right.
That's scale. So there's a couple ways to scale a business. One, raising the average order value, meaning how much they spend. That could be raising the price, add-ons, or whatever. If you want to scale a business, you can raise the average order value. Or you can get more customers at the same average order value.
Okay.
So one scale says, I was charging $500, I'm now charging $1,000. That's raising the average order value, meaning each person pays $1,000. Second thing is, I charge $500, but my objective is to find more people to pay me the $500, so we can scale the business that way.
Okay.
Got it?
Got it.
The third way is having the customers pay you more often.
Okay.
Meaning some sort of model that it's residual. So I don't charge $500 for 4 hours. I charge $1,200 a month for a certain amount of hours. So let's say, for instance, there is an onboarding fee of $1,500 for the setup, discovery, all that kind of stuff.
Sure.
And moving forward, I charge let's say $1,000 a month.
Okay.
For you get 6 hours, let's say. Or we could do the same 4 hours. 4 hours, $1,000 a month. Here's what will happen. They'll pay the initial $1,500, and they'll pay you $1,000 a month for these hours. Guess what? Some of those months, they're not even going to record. Life's going to get in the way. They've got other stuff to do.
I get it.
Then the next week, the next month, they'll record again, and they pay you $1,000 a month, whether they record this month or not.
Right.
So for the year, someone will pay you $12,000 plus the $1,500, which is $13,500, versus one-off stuff.
Right.
That's how we scale. And then we got predictable income, and we can start bringing on
staff
right.
to pay them because we know how much we got coming in next month.
Right.
For the most part.
Right. So to make sure I understand you.
Yes.
The 3 ways to scale. 1, value.
Raising the average order value. Meaning how much they pay you.
Okay. So, okay. Raising the cost of the service.
And let me go a little deeper on that. Okay.
Okay.
Raising average order value means I can charge, let's say my whole service is $500. Raising the average order value means I'm adding on a service for $250.
Okay.
You feel me? Or I'm adding on some sort of other service somehow, okay? Or let's say, for instance, you need a thumbnail. We design the thumbnail for you.
Sure.
And that adds on a certain amount. So instead of the $500, they're now paying $825.
Okay.
Got it.
Okay. Raising the invoice amounts.
Correct.
Or gaining more clientele.
Yep.
Or the frequency
Correct.
of those invoice amounts.
Which someone pays you. Yep.
Okay.
That's how we scale.
Okay.
But it starts with the core business.
Correct.
That we're going to grow.
Correct.
Got it?
Okay. Got it.
Them chicken biscuits was the best investment you've ever made. Even though you bought it with drug money.
No, I didn't. that was out there struggling
listen,
25.
Man.
That was out there struggling 25.
Man, you did good, man. Any other questions?
Oh, no, that's it. That's it.
You need some relationship advice?
Yeah. Go ahead.
I ain't got enough for you.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thank you.
All right, so you just came out of the hot seat. How do you feel?
Oh, I feel like I learned something from the hot seat today.
What did you learn?
I learned in order to grow, you have to start small and then work your way up. And also how to effectively scale. I'm going to start off with offering that package that he told me to offer. The package was 4 recording hours and editing those 4 recording hours for $1,500. It didn't feel as daunting as what I thought it would if I was by myself. Because I'm running out of money, that's why I'm going to do it. And I'm not working no job, Jack. This is not happening. No, I didn't get annoyed with Dave at all. Because then I wouldn't have realized that I was offering the wrong thing. I mean, it's not annoying because it's the same thing that I have done to people. Like and I know where it's coming from too. How long would it take for her to leave me when the money run out? I mean, I don't know. I didn't get her like I did. I never lead with this right here. I lead with my authentic self. The other stuff just may be a little patient, especially for how I was at that time.
You just watched this whole episode. If you like this episode, watch this one right here. Click right here. You're going to like this one if you like the one you just watched. Check it out.